Hey, what's going on, everyone? I hope all of you guys are doing well. So, this is going to be my predictions for AEW's Dynasty pay per view, which will be airing tomorrow. There's a lot of great matches, ones that I'm really looking forward to. So, I figured I would give you guys the predictions on who I believe are going to win. I'm just gonna go in the order I have it all written down. So let's get into it. So we have the Acclaimed versus Bullet Club Gold. This is going to be a winners take all match where the AEW 6-man tag team titles and the Ring of Honor trio titles are all on the line. Um, this one's going to be hard. I feel like the Bullet Club Gold's not going anywhere, and I can see them possibly putting those titles on them. Um, but if I'm gonna go with anything, it's going. I'm going on a long stretch here, and I'm gonna just go with the Acclaim. They're hot. People are loving them, and I feel like it only makes sense for them to just take the gold from them. Uh, I mean, they are the ones that helped Bullet Club Gold get the titles, so it would make more sense for them to basically take them from them. Then we have Trent Beretta versus Matt Sydal. This should be a good match. I'm not expecting too much. This is just kind of getting Trent Beretta, you know, trying to get him out there now that he has turned heel. This is kind of his first one-on-one match as a heel, so it's kind of just trying to throw him out there as a heel, see how things go, and just go from there. We have a tag team match. We have Orange Cassidy, and I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong. Kat Kasayori, I'm sure I pronounced that wrong, versus Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty. Moriarty, whatever. I'm just gonna go with that. Um, and they're gonna have Anthony Ogogo by their side. It's the Shane Taylor group. This should be a pretty decent match, but if I'm going with anybody, it's gonna be Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty. I see them picking up the win, especially with Anthony Ogogo kind of interfering in the match. We have a 6-man: Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, and Mark Briscoe versus the House of Black. Should be a really, really good match. It's hard to say which direction they're going to go in, but if anything, I'm going with Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, and Mark Briscoe picking up the win. Considering Mark Briscoe is now the Ring of Honor World Champion, you kind of have to have your champion, be on top. So I feel like that's the direction they're going to go with. Then we have Hook versus Chris Jericho for the FTW title. I'm going to go with Hook. I think Chris Jericho, as of late, has been working on kind of putting a lot of the younger talent over, and it makes more sense to have Hook pick up this win. There's no reason for Chris Jericho to win it. I really like. I feel like Chris Jericho's kind of lost in the shuffle. It's like they don't know what to do with him, and then they just book him with all these feuds. And I get, kind of pushing the younger talent and kind of making them go over is great. But at the same time, it's like story wise, it just feels like it's all over the place. We have the International Championship on the line as Roderick Strong will take on Kyle O'Reilly. We kind of knew this was coming. It to me, it's way too soon. I mean, Kyle O'Reilly's just kind of doing his own thing. Was trying to kind of help out, someone that he saw potential and could be a good friend, and you know Roger Strong decided to take matters into his own hand, attack Kyle O'Reilly. I don't know what's going to happen. We all know Roger Strong's going to pick up the win. I'd be surprised if Kyle O'Reilly did. But then again, there could be a disqualification involved that would allow Roger Strong to keep the title, but give O'Reilly the win. We could see the return of Bobby Fish. Who knows? But yeah, it's kind of interesting. But I'm going with Roderick Strong. Then we have the House of Rules match for the TBS Championship as Julia Hart will take on Willow Nightingale. This feud's okay. They're definitely making Julia Hart, a strong champion. Um, Willow Nightingale, it's hard to say. I'd like to see the title on her. It would make more sense to put it on her, since was it Money Monet or whatever her name is, formerly known as Sasha Banks, Mercedes Monet. So many different names. I feel like they're gonna push towards it being her versus Willow Nightingale, kind of that rematch that they had in New Japan. So, but at the same time, I feel like they're going to push Chris Statlander heel, and I feel like this could happen, causing Willow the title. But at the same time, you have two baby faces kind of feuding with, um, kind of feuding with two heels. So why would you have three heels and then you're having, Mercedes Monet face off, whoever? And it's just, I don't know. I feel like it's a little all over the place. But if I'm going with anybody, I'm going with Julia Hart. I feel like it's going to be better to have Julia Hart keep the title and then lose it to Mercedes Monet. But that's just my personal opinion. Then we have the AEW tag titles, which will be under a ladder match. It'll be FTR versus the Young Bucks. This should be a really good match. It's really going to be hard to say. There's rumors that, or not rumors, but it's been said that Jack Perry is returning. People think Jack Perry is going to join this new elite. But there's also, I think, a surprise waiting for us on this. And I think the Young Bucks will pick up the win. They will become AEW Tag Team Champions, but then they're going to be attacked by the Motor City Machine Guns. Um, Motor City Machine Guns will be making their AEW debut, and I'm excited and down for it. We have the Continental Championship. We have Kachida Okada, I'm sure I pronounced that wrong, versus Pac. They just put the title on Okada. I do expect a really great match, but I expect Okada to retain. I feel like the more that this new elite builds, I think we're going to start seeing a lot of the members start grabbing the titles. So I think it's going to be an elite night. No pun intended. I think we're going to see Okada and the Bucks walk away with some gold. One will be retaining, while the other two become the champions after the tag team titles have been vacated by Sting. Let me rephrase that. They've been vacated by Sting and Darby after Sting's retirement match. So then we have the AEW's Women's Championship match as Timeless Tony Storm will go one-on-one with Thunder Rosa. This is kind of one of those matches I'm not sure. Timeless Tony Storm, of course, has her little lackey with her. And then you got Deanna Purrazzo. I think they're really pushing for Deanna to eventually dethrone Tony. I feel like that's the way it's going. And if anything, I'm going with Tony Storm. I feel like the women's division needs a revamp. I feel like, if you look at the roster, a lot of them are just under the radar. You know, um, you haven't seen Nyla Rose, you haven't seen Britt Baker. Who else is on that list? It's kind of weird how things have gone with this. Saraya I don't know what they're doing. Ruby Riott will be taking a break due to her pregnancy. I mean, it's just, I don't know. And I feel bad for Ruby Riott too, because I do like Ruby Riott. But when she made her AEW debut, I was like, okay, they're really going to give her a push. They're going to get her to face for the AEW championship. And no, they did nothing. Tony Storm won it twice now. Saraya won it, which was great. But It just feels like, and Nyla Rose, I don't even think has ever won it. So I feel like a lot of and I'm sure a lot of more women on that roster who have yet to hold that title. And it's like, if you're not going to build your division, just get rid of it. I hate to say it, but they really need to step it up because, to be quite honest with you, I'm tired of seeing Toni Storm with the championship. I'm tired of seeing her, just she faces everybody. They all lose. Give us somebody else. I'd like to see something different once in a while. We got Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson. Will Ospreay, he just made his AEW debut not too long ago. He's been winning left and right. He is what I would consider the hottest thing going on in AEW right now. And the fans love him. I don't really know why he's with the Don Callis, considering he's getting more of a cheer than say the others that are part of the group. If I'm going with anybody, it's Will Ospreay, hands down. I think Bryan Danielson's been doing pretty well on trying to push a lot of the talent over by losing constantly. So I definitely see Will Ospreay. And then finally, we have the AEW World Championship as Samoa Joe will take on Swerve Strickland. I'm really hoping this match delivers, and I think it will to some extent. But I'm really hoping we get something truly, truly awesome throughout this match. It's hard to say. Now, people are speculating that we could possibly see MJF return. Here's what I'm thinking. Excuse me. I think MJF will return. May not be medically cleared because I know he's trying to heal up from injuries, but here's what I'm thinking. He will return to cost Samoa Joe the title. Samoa Joe kind of screwed MJF. I feel like this is what we're going to get is MJF screwing Samoa Joe, which eventually leads to a MJF and Samoa Joe feud once MJF heals, which will allow Swerve Strickland to win the championship. And I'm definitely going with Swerve Strickland. I've been a fan of his for a while. I'm down for him to have that championship. Now, if Swerve wins it, then I think the feud that will be going on with him as champion is the return of Hangman Adam Page. So I think we're going to see the return of Hangman Adam Page, and we're going to see the return of MJF. MJF will cost Samoa Joe the title, which will lead into a feud of that. Strickland will win, and then eventually uh, Hangman will make his way back and relit that feud with Swerve Strickland, but this time for the gold. To me, that sounds more reasonable and sounds more kind of seems more realistic on the direction that they're going. But nonetheless, it'll be interesting to see what happens. So, with that being said, those are my predictions for AEW's Dynasty. Let me know what your predictions are. Are you excited about this show? Are you hoping it delivers? I know I am. But with that being said, definitely let me know what your predictions are. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more content. I'm Film Talk with Mike, and until next time, guys, we'll talk films. You guys have a good one. Peace.